Hey everybody, this is Perch, and there is a we've got news from the Hollywood Reporter that they're casting for a black director to basically tackle a black Superman. And this whole story, I get puzzled by is the wrong word for it, but it certainly has got a lot of people wound up for a bunch of different reasons. And at some point, it starts to feel confusing as to what people are going for. I mean, the reality is there's a black Superman. There is one in continuity. There's in multiple different fronts actually. What people forget is there's the Earth 2 version. There's the one that was kind of Obama-esque that came out. There's been other black Supermen. And this has been true for a bit of time in DC. And if you want to make a movie about that, go nuts. I think the challenge with making that work, forget about race and Twitter outrage and fans and all the rest. If you want this movie to be successful, you're going to have to answer one pretty simple question to moviegoers, which is, actually two questions. Why is Superman black now? And is this going to be a fun movie? So the funny part about this is you're going to see lots of articles written, lots of outrage, lots of videos like they're making Superman black, and then people will be very angry about it. But if the movie is good, like if you walk in and the story is solid and it's entertaining and Superman's doing amazing stuff, it's going to be fine. Like I mean, it's amazing what quality will do to nullify all of these arguments, and it's amazing what garbage, an uninteresting script, a boring second act, or no third act, or just kind of silly, terrible writing, will basically double down and confirm all of that outrage. It's like quality is the big factor in all of these things. Who knew? But the whole aspect is it's a lot of people speculating right now, and a lot of different articles written, a lot of different pieces, and people are going on their Twitter and they're making their and not just Twitter, I mean everywhere, they're making little movies about why this is important to them or why it's not important to them or why it's wrong, why for the ones that always kill me, and I know a lot of you who listen to this channel feel the same. It's the finally we're getting a black superhero in movies, and that always drives me insane, because there's been a long history of black superheroes. Has there been one as high profile as Superman? No, that's true. There hasn't. We have not, but however, we've come pretty close, and there's nothing wrong with making a high profile black superhero. But I do get a lot annoyed when it's like, we've never had a black superhero before. Let's forget about the Blade movies. Let's forget that just a couple of years ago, we had Miles Morales, animated, who was a black Spider-Man, and the movie got a lot of acclaim, made a lot of money. People were thrilled with it. And even with that movie, it's like, finally, a black superhero. And for some, including me, I start to feel like no matter what happens, the built-in marketing for these films are the first ever black superhero film is just kind of comes out no matter what you do. Like if 20 years later, let's say if they've converted like all the characters are black in all the movies for superheroes, and that's still what they're going to be saying. It's like you just had Sam Wilson become Captain America in this Disney Plus film. And you're like, what? But that wasn't a movie. I mean, sure, but they're also announcing Captain America 3. Black Panther made over $1 billion. Keep in mind, no part of my argument is people should be happy. That's enough. It's not about enough. It's about just being right that this isn't first. It's not. And some actors did some pretty amazing things. Chadwick Boseman, who sadly is no longer with us, was good in that role. Like, that was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It was good. Was it the first black superhero movie? No, it wasn't either, because, again, many movies came before it. But it was awesome, and I'm glad it was there. And my only kind of disagreement with that movie was the dumb marketing that was calling it the first. But, we're in that cycle again. So this means, J.J. Abrams is producing this film. Warner Brothers says they're committing to bringing a black filmmaker to direct the movie. Ta-Nehisi Coates is doing the screenplay. And again, make it good, and it will be fine. If you make it this very awkward, nonsensical film, then it's going to come and go. Because, like I said, you've got to answer the question to the masses, not to the comic audience. The comic audience is well aware of multiverse and different Supermen, and they're aware that there's a black Superman out there. For the wide universe of movie-going fans that have no idea about any of this, what you have to explain fairly quickly is, hey, here's why there's a black Superman. We know you just saw Henry Cavil. We know that there was we just had the Snyder cut and all this other stuff happen. But this is it's a multiverse. It's a different take, which is fine. Again, that's perfectly fine. But you got to be able to explain that well, and that tends to be the pain. And then you get these articles coming out that says, Henry Cavil is angry about the news. Mainly, I think, because they were kind of talking to him about maybe sticking with the franchise or maybe doing more. But the headlines are being written of Henry is mad at WD for the Black Superman news and stopped talking to them. I think what he's mad about is the news, meaning he was kind of, thinking he might do more movies, and then they're doing this. But the ridiculous part of this is, if this movie doesn't do particularly well, they will, somebody will knock on Cavil's door and have him do another one. I mean, this is all ridiculous. But maybe the most ridiculous, ridiculous is the wrong word. Ray Fisher is decided that he's very frustrated. Basically, basically saying this is all performative. It's not real. This is your time. You remember the time that Walter Hamada and WB Pictures tried to destroy a black man's credibility and publicly delegitimize a serious investigation with lies in the press. He's talking about himself and kind of his complaints against Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns and others. And it's like, sure. The Ray Fisher story is an interesting one because there's been a lot of posts and a lot of comments on it. And it's also wrapped up in this very strange world where, there was a Joss Whedon movie, and then Ray Fisher published a bunch of his complaints. And then there was a Snyder Cut movie that, in theory, Ray Fisher was closer to. But, he still has these issues with Hamada and with Jeff Johns and others. And it's like, at this point, it's curious what exactly Ray Fisher is going for. He has this tag at the end saying A is greater than E, meaning accountability should be greater than entertainment. That's what he's going for. So he's looking for an apology about how it's treated its workers in the past. Gal Gadot has come out and made some pretty damning comments about Joss Whedon. I mean, Joss Whedon's done at this point. He's going to have a very hard time getting anything anywhere. But now Fisher's suggesting that this WB is an elaborate kind of PR stunt to shift focus away from how they mistreated him and other fellow workers by doing we're giving a black Superman, so he can't possibly be racist. Maybe. That would be a weird. I'm just trying to kind of wrap my head around a major studio. Like, that would be a very expensive and weird way to do it. Bluntly, I think there's, it would cost them less money to just, frankly, give Ray Fisher a giant check, trot out maybe fire some people. I mean, whatever you got to do. I mean, it's going to be cheaper than actually spending well over $100 million making a movie. And potentially confusing the audience. I mean, I don't think the movie is a diversion. I think WB believes that this is a way to, pull new fans in and do something new. And again, maybe it is if they can land the premise of a black Superman. I hope they can. I like the multiverse. As a longtime reader of certainly Marvel and DC, I like the multiverse. I like these different things going on. I think that if you were smart, I mean, God, keep Henry Cavill happy and on the phone, because at some point, you get the multiverse version of the Black Superman, and Henry Cavil needing to team up to do something epic. I mean, that's that would be money. You do something like that, that would be a building of your universe. But I don't know. It's hard to read all these things and feel like anybody has a plan. It feels like everybody's kind of flailing, and I just, there's so much time speculating on, why does the DCEU not have the same success as the MCU? And it's like, well, this is one reason. I mean, it's just all over the place. There's a million ways you could do a Black Superman movie. You could have it be an Elseworld story. You could have it, again, there's a million ways you could do it. And if the script is good, it'll be a good film. Now, Ta-Nehisi Coates has been showing us his comic chops with Black Panther and with Captain America, so maybe. I don't know. I hope he gets Superman better than he's gotten those two characters. I won't hold my breath there, but what a crazy time to be alive. What do you think? Black Superman movie, are you into it? Are you excited? At the end of the day, and I know people are going to put lots of comments here, doesn't it all really just come down to bring a strong, good, entertaining story, and you could do whatever you want? That's how it feels for me. Because we have the multiverse, because we have Elseworlds and all this kind of stuff, I don't worry about, it's like, oh my God, we're going to wreck continuity forever if we cast this person. No, you won't. It will be fine. You've got lots of options here. The story has to be good. That's like, you can't cheat the story. If it's an exciting, entertaining movie, it will be fine. But it always feels like that's the thing that people remember at the end, or not at all. And they're like, hey, look, we did this for justice. We did this for PR. We did this to show how inclusive we are. Oh shit, we didn't have the story. Well, here's hoping. I always root for you guys to succeed. I hate seeing the same dumb thing happen over and over again. But hopefully, you put out a good film. Hey, thanks for listening.